The incident began in the Taiwan Strait, a narrow and politically charged stretch of water separating the island of Taiwan from mainland China. For decades, this has been one of the most dangerous flashpoints in the world, a place where any military encounter can carry far-reaching consequences. On a calm morning earlier this month, HMS Richmond, a Type 23 Duke-class frigate of the Royal Navy, was making her passage through the strait. The ship's mission was straightforward on paper: a freedom of navigation transit meant to demonstrate that these waters remain open to international shipping. But for the men and women on board, it was anything but routine. The Chinese military have carried out maneuvers known as constructive kills around British Royal Navy ships and harassed an aircraft carrier as they passed through the disputed region of the South China Sea. Frigate HMS Richmond was sailing through the Taiwan Strait earlier this month when it was targeted by fighter jets performing maneuvers similar to those used during an attack, though they did not launch missiles, according to the Times. Officers on board the ships, led by aircraft carrier HMS Prince of Wales, reported being tracked and harassed by Chinese ships as they sailed through the disputed Spratly Islands. "It's them pretending to kill us," said an officer on board the Prince of Wales. "They follow the path they would go on if they were launching at attack. They gain height, then pull away and turn at 50 degrees. It's an info-war operation. They want us to know they're targeting us. We were expecting a reaction, but not of a violent nature. We were confident that they wouldn't really fire a missile." Trillions of dollars worth of trade passes through the waterway every year. China has turned some of the islands into military bases, but other states, including the Philippines, Malaysia, and Brunei, have also claimed the region. The ships are part of the United Kingdom Carrier Strike Group and are taking part in Operation High Mast, a deployment involving nearly 4,500 British and international military personnel. The fleet has traveled through the Red and Mediterranean seas, visiting Oman, Singapore, Japan, and Australia along the way. It is due to return to Portsmouth in early December following an 8-month deployment, having hosted diplomatic receptions, conferences, and exercises with friendly nations, including Canada, Italy, South Korea, and the US. Referring to the Chinese flypast, one Prince of Wales officer said, "It's mutually beneficial in training terms. The more they practice targeting you, the more you understand how they operate." Sub-Lieutenant Rohan Lewis, an officer of the watch on the Prince of Wales, told the publication that the ship had been stalked. "The Chinese were trying to harass us, 4 or 5 of them trying to get close. They tried to push us a little bit to see how far they can go." The group's transit through the disputed route was part of a freedom of navigation exercise designed to rebut China's claim to the South China Sea and to assert the right to free passage through international waters. Earlier this month, Beijing approved the construction of a national nature reserve at Scarborough Shoal in the South China Sea, a hotly disputed territory that the Philippines also claims. As HMS Richmond advanced northward, radar operators on her bridge detected incoming fast movers. Within minutes, the sky was alive with the roar of Chinese J-16 fighter jets, advanced twin-engine aircraft capable of carrying long-range anti-ship missiles. What unfolded next was a textbook demonstration of intimidation tactics. The Chinese jets swooped low across the frigate's bow, cutting so close that sailors reported feeling the vibrations of the engines through the steel deck. One after another, the fighters peeled off, circled around, and returned again, simulating high-speed attack runs. While HMS Richmond faced this aerial harassment, the Royal Navy's flagship, HMS Prince of Wales, was encountering its own ordeal further south. As the carrier and her escort vessels navigated near the Spratly Islands, a hotly disputed cluster of reefs and outcrops Chinese warships closed in. Reports indicate that 2 Type 052D guided missile destroyers of the People's Liberation Army Navy, PLAN, began tailing the British carrier at close range. These ships are among the most advanced in the Chinese fleet, bristling with long-range missiles and advanced radar systems. Chinese bridge officers repeatedly hailed the Prince of Wales over radio frequencies, declaring in sharp rehearsed phrases, "You are violating Chinese sovereign waters. Leave immediately, or you will bear responsibility for the consequences." The British captain, following Royal Navy protocol, responded with calm professionalism. "This is HMS Prince of Wales, a Royal Navy warship operating in accordance with international law. We are exercising our right to freedom of navigation, but the warnings only intensified. Chinese ships performed aggressive crossbow maneuvers, cutting dangerously close across the carrier's path, close enough to trigger alarms on the bridge. Each maneuver was a test, an attempt to push the Royal Navy into yielding ground. For the sailors on both British vessels, these were tense hours. Radar screens flashed with hostile locks. Combat information centers buzzed with urgent chatter. On deck, crews stood at their stations, eyes fixed on the skies and seas. What unfolded between HMS Richmond, HMS Prince of Wales, and their Chinese counterparts was not a battle in the conventional sense. No shots were fired, no ships damaged, no lives lost. But make no mistake, this was a battle of wills. Every aggressive flyover, every close pass, every radar lock was a move in a dangerous game of chess. The Royal Navy's message was clear. We will not be intimidated. We will exercise our rights under international law. China's response was equally clear. These are our waters, and we can shut down your freedom of navigation anytime we choose. The clash was not about ships alone, it was about symbols. To Britain, the presence of its carrier strike group demonstrated resolve, reach, and relevance in global affairs. To China, it was an intrusion into what it sees as its backyard, an affront that demanded a strong response. What makes these encounters so dangerous is not the intent, but the risk of miscalculation. A Chinese fighter flying too close, a British missile radar activating at the wrong moment, or a warship misjudging its distance, all it would take is a single mistake to transform a simulated kill into a real one. We are in the realm of Brinkmanship. The goal is not to start a war, but to show the other side that you are willing to risk one. And in the Taiwan Strait and South China Sea, that risk has never been higher. Never.